Yo, what's up guys, Boss here, and I'm back with another YouTube video, and this time we're going to be playing some ladder with 2.6. It's been requested so much by you guys, and I haven't made a video on it yet. I don't know why, because you guys always want me to play 2.6. A lot of you guys kept asking me to play Mortar Bait. I did a video on that, 2.9, but 2.6, probably the most requested deck, and I have not done it yet. So, that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm currently, I would say, yeah, around top 1,000. The season just started, so obviously I haven't been playing much ladder yet. So we'll try to push up a little bit today. I don't need to do a huge intro with 2.6 because you guys, I'm sure, have seen this deck so many times, know a lot about it already. But hopefully I can help you guys improve like a little bit more even with 2.6. Because I feel like all 2.6 players have a slightly different playstyle, and they all might do things a little differently, so I think there's always room to improve, especially with like a fast cycle deck like this. And I really like this new arena. I think it's probably the best one we've had in a long time, in my opinion. So anyways, let's just search for the first game. And honestly, one of the biggest tips I can give you guys is, a lot of you might already know this, but if you didn't, when you're running 2.6, you don't want to leak elixir. So what I mean by that is you want to be making the first move every game. You don't want to wait for your opponent. Like, this isn't a heavy deck. Like, as you guys know, I run a lot of heavy decks like Giant, Golem, like Elixir Golem, Lava Hound, stuff like that. Those kind of decks, like, yeah, you sometimes have to wait. But with a deck like this, you are making the first move every time. So it looks like this guy's going in for a graveyard here. So the cannon is the best counter to the graveyard in 2.6, so you want to make sure that you're using the cannon whenever they go in for a graveyard. And what I'm going to do right here is, because he committed so much elixir, and I feel like that Musketeer already got a lot of value, I'm going to go in for a Hog push here. Like, his mini P.E.K.K.A. he just used, so he doesn't have that in rotation. So the Hog is just going to be able to get to the tower, get a bunch of hits in, and now we know he has the Skeleton Army. So a really important thing with 2.6 is keeping track of what they have. So we know that his best Hog counters are going to be the mini P.E.K.K.A., the Skeleton Army, and maybe something else, but as of right now, those are most likely what his best answers are going to be. And we have Log for the Skarmy, which is going to be good. We might have to use it on the graveyard in lots of situations, but because our cycle's so fast, we can like easily outcycle his graveyard and stuff. So let's go for an Ice Golem here just to momentarily block that Musketeer to keep ours alive just a bit longer. And then I'm going to go for an Ice Spirit here. And then I'm even going to Log here, because the thing is it's not really good to take unnecessary damage. And even though that Log is good against Graveyard and Skeleton Army, I feel like I should be fine since I still have the cannon in rotation. But like, if I for whatever reason didn't have the cannon in rotation, then it might not have been the best idea. And so you can see here he's up elixir, so we do need to be careful. Like, he went with a mini P.E.K.K.A. When we were still at like 6 or 7 elixir, I think. I'm gonna go in for a Hog though, and skeletons to cycle. Like, I don't really need skeletons in this matchup anyways. And then let's go for a cannon here. I should be able to cycle back to another relatively soon for the next graveyard. I'm gonna go for a fireball, Log, play skeletons, cannon, Spirit, and then we need a Log obviously for the graveyard so we don't take too much damage. And you see there we were able to cycle back to another cannon, and I would say defend majority of that graveyard pretty nicely. And he's going to go for another push here, so we're going to play our cannon out of range of the poison. Like, why would we want to play our cannon into the poison? That just doesn't make any sense. We're just giving him unnecessary value. So like, when they pre-plant that, it just makes it easier for you, so you know you don't like want to play it there. I'm actually going to go for a Hog here, and then I'm also going to Fireball, knowing that he already has that Musketeer there, and he might play something else into it. There we go. He played the bats into it. Hog gets a connection, so all we need to do at this point is cycle back to one more Fireball, and I mean, 2.6 fastest cycle deck in the whole game that's viable. You're easily able to get cycle 2 Fireballs basically at any point towards the end of the game. As long as they don't have a bunch of stuff down on your side of the map, you're almost 100% of the time going to be able to get back to another Fireball if you need to. So we pick up that first win pretty easily. I mean, honestly, Graveyard isn't too bad. You just have to use your cannon correctly. He did have arrows, though, which could be annoying, but He didn't seem to use them too much. He was mostly using the poison since arrows don't kill the musketeer anyways. But it's just kind of easy to outcycle them. You know, you're always going to have like a cannon when you need it for like the giant and the graveyard. Like you saw what I did. You use it on the giant and then you can just cycle back to another one for the graveyard pretty quickly. But yeah, let's go ahead and go on to the next one. We'll see if we could hit 5,900. I mean, I might be able to, maybe not. We'll just have to see how it goes. Alright, so found our next game here. Let's give him good luck, and we'll see what our cycle is. If we have a Hog Rider, we can go with the Hog first play of the game. That is an appropriate play when you are running 2.6. You know, Ice Spirit at the bridge works too, but, you know, anything like that's fine. Something I would say, though, is I would say, like, Cannon, you don't want to start off with a Cannon, obviously, or Musketeer in the back, or even Ice Golem in the back. Like, your best is going to be Ice Spirit, Hog Rider, splitting Skeletons in the back, and also don't start with Skeletons at the bridge. Playing them in the back is the best. So, looks like this is Logbait here. We'll see what variant he has. So, Logbait isn't too bad. Once you identify it's Logbait, feel free to cycle a Cannon, because what this does is if they play Princess at the bridge, it'll end up targeting the Cannon. So then that way they can't go in for like aggressive princesses at the bridge, and it's also good for taking care of the knight, which you just saw there. Because essentially with Logbait, the only thing you need to be worried about is making sure you have the log for the Goblin Barrel, and then you're mostly okay. So obviously he juked it there, we saw that, so we'll just go for a log a little bit further back. I'm going to go for a Hog Rider. It's always good to keep pressure up, especially if they're running the Inferno variant, because they're always going to have to overspend on defense. Because keep in mind, an Inferno's 5 elixir, so you're eventually going to be able to outcycle them just by going in with Hog Riders. And he just went in for a Goblin Gang log. Again, 5 elixir, they always have to overspend. That barrel was well played because we didn't end up having a... let's go for a cannon here. We didn't end up having a log in rotation, so that was smart on his end. And the princess got a couple shots on the right tower, but doesn't matter since we have like about even damage on both anyways. So if it got a little bit, doesn't really affect us too much. Other important thing is you don't really want to play musketeers behind your tower either, because if you do, they're obviously going to rocket them. So let's do that there. We'll go for Ice Golem, spreading stuff out. Now it's double. We can easily Fireball and keep up with his cycle even easier. I'm going to go for a Hog Rider, and then I'm going to go for a Musketeer, trying to, like, predict a Inferno, but he played it higher up, so that's well played on his part. And that Ice Spirit is going to be able to actually fully shut down the barrel, which is nice. I'm going to send in another Hog Push here. Let's see if we can hit both the Inferno and the Princess. We might be able to. That's good. So now the Hog could potentially get the first hit of the game. Finally, the Hog gets a hit. Sometimes it takes a while because it's all about outcycling them. We can go for a cannon here to snipe that princess. I would like to keep that musketeer alive if possible. Perfect. We'll go for Ice Golem here. It's good to protect the musketeers. Now let's go in for a Hog Rider. We have the cannon up, and it's pretty safe too. That's a value fireball. We aren't hitting the princess, but we're hitting the Inferno tower. We're hitting the knight and the tower, and we have a cannon still up, so it's pretty safe to do it, honestly. We'll see what he wants to do here. Is he going to send in another barrel, or is he just going to go in for defense? We'll see where he plays his Inferno. Perfect. He's going to let us fireball both the Inferno and the Princess. That's just giving us more value, which is really nice. Let's Ice Spirit this lane. I, at this point, don't want to give him log value because he's already just freely logging our tower. So there's no reason to just give him more than necessary. Oh, he misclicked the Inferno, and he had to rocket. That's unfortunate, and the Hog still got a shot. Okay, now he's in an awful situation. He just wasted a rocket. I'm going to go for a log on that. I'm going to go for an Ice Golem, and then I'm going to keep just applying pressure here. Let's actually fireball the barrel, because obviously we just used the log on the princess, so it's fine to do that. It's triple elixir, so basically, as long as we keep the pressure up, it's, you know, it should be completely fine for us here. Because he's just, he can't rocket our tower, that's for sure. Alright, he's not back to an Inferno yet. Let's send in a Hog Rider. And yeah, he has to go for Rocket on defense. Let's go for a Hog Rider. I'm going to go for a Log. And then, oh, the prediction on the Goblin Gang. Well, it wasn't really a prediction. I'll admit I kind of got a little bit lucky. But I think, guys, that's going to be GG's anyways. Even if a Rocket would make it in time, it would still be over because Fireball got down on his tower in time. And that is going to be it. So, again, pretty, I guess, clean win. It got a little sketchy at some points in the game. But, I mean, you can see it really is just all about kind of outcycling the other person. We got in a couple situations where, first of all, he misplayed the Inferno, and then second of all, there was one time he didn't have it in cycle. They just, even though the cycle's fast, like, let me look at the elixir cost of log bait. It's 3.3 actually. So if he isn't using the rocket, that's probably then more like 3.0, but still, it's a bit more expensive because, I mean, the Inferno, and look, that guy's a good player too. Last season he finished 329th in the world, best season 133, and we still beat him. Good players reversing right now. I just think we're playing pretty smart, and also, I mean, to be fair, 2.6 does counter log bait because unless they're using the Tesla variant, because then it's easier for them to keep up with your cycle, but Inferno variant, it should be pretty easy to beat log bait. Okay, that's actually going to move us up to almost in the top 500 after only 2 games. I was at 1,200, but after 2 games, we're almost in the top 500. That's kind of insane. So, let's go to the next one here. Give him the good luck, and we'll see what our starting hand is. So, we're going to have a Hog Rider. Like I said, that's a fine starting move. Go with the Hog. He is going to go with Miners. So, Miner Bats could be a Mortar deck. So, Mortar's kind of interesting. It could really go both ways on who wins. You just kind of need to be kind of like the log bait match. You really need to keep track of their cycle, to be honest. And I'm almost, yeah, I was gonna say I'm almost 90% sure this is Mortar, but actually this could be like Mega Knight now that I think about it. Yeah, okay, this looks like this is gonna be the Mega Knight deck. So Mega Knight is definitely a lot harder than Mortar now that I know it's Mega Knight, and it's harder because Mega Knight does good against the Hog. You can still beat it, obviously, but if you aren't careful, it can end up getting a lot of value. Let's do this here, kite it. I want to be able to finish off that Firecracker before it gets too much damage. Let's go for an Ice Spirit here. That'll pull that over. And then hopefully the Musketeer stays alive. Yes, it does. Let's go for a Hog Rider. He's not back to Mega Knight yet, so I'm curious to see how he defends it. And he's going to go in with a Barrel and Bats. So honestly, a little bit of overcommitment there on defense because the Hog is obviously 4 Elixir. He went with Bats, Skeleton Barrel, that's 5. And a Zap as well. So he spent 7 Elixir on the 4 Elixir Hog. Whereas a Mega Knight 7 Elixir, but it would have gotten way more value in that situation because what it would have done is it would have forced a greater response. I'm going to go for Skeletons here. I was going to say I wasn't sure if that, like, fully counters it, so I went in kind of, like, for a Log just in case. And because of that, we are going to have to go in for a Fireball on that, but to be honest, I think we're okay. I mean, we are in double now, so it's okay if we spend a little bit more Elixir to defend something. And our Hog ends up getting a hit, so that's good. We're going to want to play our Musketeer here. We don't want to play it right next to the tower, letting the Miner, like, easily take it out. I'm going to go for a Ice Golem here to pull that away. We need to go for a Cannon, I think. I'm going to go for a Musketeer, play it high, so then the Firecracker doesn't, like, hit the tower. He is back to another Mega Knight, though, so we can't just immediately go in for a Hog Rider. We'll go for Ice Spirit here in the back, and then we'll cycle another Ice Golem in the back, taking this kind of slow. We'll also split Skeletons in the back, and then go in for a Cannon. And then we'll see what he wants to do. It looks like he's just cycling stuff as well, so I'm not really sure. Okay, I'm going to go for a Fireball and also push that Inferno Drag forward. When they play something like that, you should just be able to take a Fireball off on it, to be honest, because it's pretty good value, I would say. like you're hitting the tower and something that's 4 elixir. You're not killing it, but it kind of goes the same way as, you know how you normally would fireball or rocket like something that's 4 elixir, kind of, or kind of the same way thing. Like, you're not, I know you're not killing it, but it's still a good play, because maybe I should focus on the game before talking. Finish wrapping up this game. So all we need to do is get back to another fireball. Like I said, guys, it is 2.6. It cycles so quick, you almost never have to worry about, okay, I'm actually a little worried right now. I think we still got it, though. That's GG. That was close. He almost overwhelmed us. But as I was saying, I forget what I was talking about, but that matchup, essentially the main thing is, do not play your miners right next to the, or your musketeer right next to the tower. You want to play it behind your king tower, or to the right of your tower a little bit, right in front of your king, if that makes sense. And don't send in hog riders right when you have the elixir for it, because if they have a Mega Knight in cycle, and if you just randomly play a hog at the bridge, the hog might get a hit, but you're going to have a huge counter push to deal with. And also, Fireball Inferno Dragons, especially in that matchup when you get towards double, because you're going to be able to defend. Even if they go for like a Mega Knight in front of it, start spamming behind it, you can get back to another Fireball by the time they build up a huge push. Just cycles so quick. So 3 relatively easy wins in a row. You know, I don't necessarily know what a really hard matchup is for this deck, but as of right now, I mean, Lava Hound is probably one of the harder ones. Golem isn't even that bad if you know how to use 2.6 correctly. So we are 1 win away from our goal. We're now in the top 500, 422 right now, so we'll go for one last game. Win or loss, this will be it, I think. Let's go ahead and queue a chest. Forgot to do that. Yeah, I think we'll end off of this one. It's been about 17 minutes right now, so I'll go for one more game. And if you guys would like me to do another 2.6 video, let me know. Beginning of the season, I personally think it's really fun to run different decks and like cycle decks, so you guys can see me run other stuff, because as I said, or I forget if I said this, I'm good with cycle decks, but I'm just much better with heavier decks. Like end of the season, I would never be able to get a good finish with 2.6 or 2.9. Maybe if I keep practicing them, I could, but as of right now, it would just be too hard. I feel like there's so many things you need to know in specific matchups when you're versing like the best of the best players that I don't know yet, if that makes sense. But it's definitely a possibility. Just need to keep improving and up my cycle game. So we found a game here against FC Inter, so we'll give them the good luck. We'll go for an Ice Spirit at the bridge. We're always making sure we're going for the first play. And we are versing a Lava Hound, so this is one of the harder matchups. I'll do my best. What you want to do is you want to go opposite lane when they go for the Lava Hound, obviously. And if you guys didn't know, the Lava Hound got a strange rework. I don't know if it's a buff or a nerf, but it's kind of a rework. So we're going to have to play our Musketeer, and that's going to be... Oh, he has a Fireball, too. That's not good. Alright, I'm going to go for an Ice Golem and a Hog Rider, because if we don't do damage here, I think we're screwed. Okay, good. It's going to get a lot of damage, but... Okay, I'm going to Fireball here. You know what? That's not the worst that could have happened. I feel like it could have been worse than that, because... I mean, he got more damage on us, but I wasn't expecting to... Oh, he just went for prediction errors. That's well played on his end. I'll actually give him the well played. He did, though, we got to keep in mind he just did spend a lot of elixir. He just went for 6, and I defended it for 1. And only 1 got wasted. So he's actually down 5, and it might not be a bad idea to honestly go for an Ice Golem Hog now. And we know he has guards, so let's have the log ready. Looks like he's just going to give us the tower. So that's going to be tower down. We know he's going to go for a Lava Hound here. This is going to be a tough push to stop, because I just sent in 6 elixir. But we'll try our best here. We'll go for a Musketeer. And I'm going to go for a high cannon, so that he can't fireball both the Musketeer and the cannon, obviously. I'm going to go for skeletons. I'm going to go for an Ice Spirit here. Let's get a Ice Golem down, cycle back to another Musketeer. And then let's go for a Fireball, hitting everything, sort of. And then Skeleton's kind of like as distraction. But honestly, guys, I think we lost. You can see here against Lava Hound, it's pretty tough, but also I don't think my defense was perfect. By no means was my defense perfect. But you can see with the Fireball, Baby Dragon, all this stuff, it is really difficult to defend. But I'm no Yersin. I'm sure he would have done this differently. But regardless, arrows, Fireball, Baby Dragon, all that stuff, that is difficult to stop. So that is going to be GG. And I think I am going to end off of this one. Or I could do one more, but I think I'll end off of this one. I did 4 games. And recently, like my last few videos have been pretty long, so this one will just be a little shorter. I felt like it was a good video. And yeah, even though I lost that game, nah, you know what? I changed my mind. I'm doing one more. Screw it. You guys know I can't help myself. I don't know why. I just feel like doing one more. Because I felt like we kind of got destroyed that last game, and I want to end on a better note than that. Even if I lose the game after this, I at least want it to be closer, you know? And I think that game I could have played better. I feel like my defense at the very beginning of the game was pretty bad defense overall. Because even though it is tough to stop the Lava Hound pushes, it's definitely possible, but you just have to have the right placements. I think I should have probably played maybe the Musketeer in a different spot, or the Cannon, but it's something along those lines. The Cannon and Musketeer placement are really important when you're versing Lava Hound, because even though you don't have a lot of air defense, if you use the cards properly, you could win. Surprisingly, at least I think Jack or Lucas X Gamer, some other 2.6 players have said this, Lava Loon is easier to beat than Lava Miner, they say. And the reason for that is because you can do some really interesting things. I don't know how to do this myself, but you can pool a balloon to the King Tower and stuff using the cannon. It's some really like interesting and cool tricks you can do. So we're playing, oh my, this is Major Ebarb God. He's using the Ebarbs, obviously, in his name. The reason why I know this is because he went on CWA's channel and he uses this deck a lot. So this is going to be interesting. Obviously, we're going to have a lot of answers to the Ebarbs because we are running 2.6. Like, for example, the Ice Golem, the Kite Them, Skeletons, Ice Spirit, Log. At least I'm pretty sure he's using Ebarbs. He might have changed his deck, but if I recall, I think what he's using is Mini P.E.K.K.A, Hog Rider, Freeze. So we'll be ready for the Freeze. I'm not gonna... I don't think he has anything we want to log, so I'm gonna cycle that. Let's go for Hog Rider opposite lane, apply some opposite lane pressure. And there's the Ebarbs as expected. I'm going to go for Cannon here, Skeletons, and then let's get a log off. And where's that Freeze? He might go for a Freeze. Looks like he doesn't, and look at how much damage we got on his tower. Now, I am going to ignore those minions, and the reason why is because I'm up so much damage, but I don't want to put myself kind of down in Elixir, if that makes sense. Because we're about even on Elixir right now, and I'm fine taking some damage. We have a huge lead. I'm going to send in a Hog, because I don't want to leak Elixir. Like I told you guys, never good to leak Elixir, and he just went in for a Freeze on the Hog Rider. That's not good for him. So we'll go for a Musketeer, and then an Ice Spirit. I imagine, guys, this is just not a good matchup for him. We have so many answers to the Ebarbs, and also, we can just outcycle him so easily in single. We're going to Ice Golem this. I know he has to play Ebarbs on this. Minions aren't in cycle. Mini P.E.K.K.A's in cycle. There's the Ebarbs. So what are we going to do? We can easily just go in for Skeletons here. We can go in for a Cannon, and then we could even just log them, and then that's going to fully finish them off. But now if he goes in for a Hog, we actually won't have Cannon in cycle, so I'm going to go in for offense. What that's going to do is force him to respond to the R push, so then we can defend his without him going in for like a Freeze or something, if that makes sense. I'm going to go for a Cannon. Again, I'm just going to cycle it freely. I feel like it's fine. Let's go for Log. We don't need Log in this matchup anyways. He has the Executioner. I forgot about that. I didn't remember he had that card. I remembered the Mini P.E.K.K.A, the Ebarbs, and everything else, but okay, we'll just kite the Ebarbs there. You know, Ebarbs just, guys, there's a reason why they're so bad, you know, and just not using the top 200. So easy to counter, only good when they're over leveled. You guys have seen my my videos, my level 10 videos. They are really bad, easy to counter if you know what you're doing. But yeah, that's gonna do it. That is gonna be a good game. Honestly, props to this guy. Like, I'll even give him the well played. Like, he's using such an off meta deck. I mean, honestly, couple cards that suck, E-Barbs and the freeze. So it's not easy, and we do manage to get a really easy win against him. So maybe that last game was good because you guys can see how easy it is to stop the E-Barbs, even if your stuff is underleveled. Like, your skeletons are underleveled, your ice golem's underleveled. You can still just kite them and then just like play skeleton spirit. It'll shut them down easily. So that's gonna do it. I hope you guys enjoyed this 2.6 video, and I'm sorry it took so long until now to make one. It ended up working out really well. I ended up winning 4 of the 5 games. I think 1, 2, 3. I played 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and then 1 loss. So not bad. 4 for 5, and I mean, I know it was early season and the decks are a little bit off meta, but honestly, I think that's what you guys are used to anyways. Because if you're at 4,000, 5,000, even 6,000, there's a bunch of random decks anyways. So you guys are probably used to it. So make sure to like the video if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And let me know what decks you want to see next. I feel like I've covered now all the major decks in the game because I used 2.6 today. I mean, I've even done Mortar Bait. It's been such a long time since I've done it. But if you would like to see me do it again, I'd be glad to do that. It's another really popular free-to-play deck. If you guys didn't know, Igor finished #1 with it last season. So obviously it's still very, very much viable. It's very difficult to play, but it is very much viable. And I feel like I'm slightly better with it than 2.6. So I could definitely make a video on it. Anyways, thanks again. Until next time, guys.